Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Acres. So today it's a rainy day outside, so I thought it would be a good day to work inside of the workshop. And I had just purchased some OmniWall Pegboard. It's a steel pegboard wall organization system. I got that in the mail, so I've decided to go ahead and put that on the wall. But I was wanting it to sit right on top of the trim on the wall, so I've decided to just go ahead and make up a piece of trim. So this is some rough cut pine. I've planed that down to 3/4 of an inch. Then I went ahead and put a straight edge on it in the joiner, and then I cut it down to 3.5 inches. Now I've decided this pine I'm going to go ahead and stain it the same color as the wall. So I want to make sure everything's sanded nice and smooth. And then I put a 1/2 inch rabbet onto the back of it because the plywood actually sticks out farther than the galvanized metal. So I did that so that everything would sit nice and flat when it was attached to the wall. So this is Minwax Early American stain. I've used this a lot. It's one of my favorite stains. And once we get this pretty much dried off and wiped off, we're just going to attach it to the wall temporarily. We actually cut it a little bit long. It's going to have to be cut down to length once I do the window trim. So this is just going on temporarily to put the pegboard on the wall. So I ended up buying the OmniWall Pegboard system. I've been looking at this for a while, and after reviewing all the different kinds, this is the one I really wanted. Now it's somewhat expensive to buy, but it's kind of the top end of the pegboard systems. And the reason I bought this one is because it actually, everything locks in place. So once you get everything where you want it, it locks in place. You can't accidentally knock anything out of the pegboard. So I ended up buying 5 of the black pegboards, and 5 of these together will fill in between the 2 windows over here. And all the hardware I bought to go onto this is actually like a silver or a gray color. And the reason I went with those 2 colors is one, all my toolboxes are black, and then the silver will go with the galvanized metal on the wall. So I think it's all going to look fairly good when we're done. So these pegboards are 16 by 32 inches. And you can arrange these in several different ways. They can go horizontal or vertical, the way that the pattern is on here. You may just need different mounting brackets. Mine are going to go on vertical, up and down. So this is actually a shelf that can go on here, and this is the silver gray color that we're using. And it can fit onto the pegboard, and then you lock it in place. I thought this was going to be big enough to put my battery chargers on here for my power tools. All right. Well, as far as I can tell, I think I've got everything. So go ahead and take a closer look at what I ended up buying. So this is what the pegboard looks like. You can see it's not the normal pegboard. It's got these slots in here, and I think most of this stuff actually hangs on these slots, and then it uses that hole to be able to lock them in place. But I think you can still use regular pegboard hooks in those holes if you want to. And then they all came with mounting brackets to mount those on the wall. This is an 8-inch wide shelf here, and then I've got a 5-inch wide shelf. And this one has the tall front on it, and you can put pegboard stuff on the front of that if you want to. So this here will hold a box of disposable gloves. This is to hold 10 screwdrivers. This is supposed to hold 10 sets of pliers, paper towel holder, and then I've got 2 sets of wrench holders. And then we've got various sizes of hooks. We've got some large hooks, and we've got some of the smaller style hooks. And then these are like tool cradles. I've got some regular and extra large, and we'll see how those work out. We'll go ahead and start mounting the wall brackets on here. I'm going to use a piece of wood here as a 1-inch spacer just to space it up off of the trim. So there's some pins that lock these panels in, and you have to be able to get those pins in, and that's why I'm using this spacer, just so I can fit those locking pins in the bottom. So you couldn't install this pegboard directly down on top of something, you're going to have to leave yourself at least a little bit of gap to be able to get those locking pins in there. I've decided to go ahead and just pre-drill a little bit. So this is 5/8 inch plywood that I'm putting this into, so I'm not really looking for a stud. The plywood should be good enough. So I'm just going to put these brackets right up against each other, work my way down the wall here. So the top bracket's supposed to go 32 inches above this one. I could probably mark that out with a measuring tape, but I'm going to go kind of the easy mode. I'm just going to put a pencil up here and try to slide it. I don't think anybody's going to see that pencil mark. It'll be hidden by the pegboard once it's up. So I'm just putting this just below that pencil line. I think I'd rather be a little bit low than a little bit high. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and test fit the first panel before I go any farther. Oh man, that's almost perfect. So to attach the pegboard to the mounting brackets, it just has these like automotive style push pins. And you basically pull the little plunger out and you put this through the pegboard, into the pegboard and the wall bracket, and then you put the plunger in afterwards. And once you push that in there, that thing will expand and it will lock it in place. And there's two that go on the bottom, two that go on the top. All right, we'll go ahead and put the first part of the locking pin in there, and then we got to put the plunger in, and then we got to somehow push that up. I didn't leave myself a lot of space. You may need to leave yourself more than an inch here. Those are actually really hard to get in. Guarantee that is not going to come out. Well, I got plenty of room up here to be able to do this. Maybe I'll have better luck. Yeah, I got that one in by hand. Definitely need to leave yourself enough room to push these things in. They do make a tool so you can pull these back out. It's like a little pry bar that fits under there and pulls them back out. So these two panels are actually going to lock together as well, and there's a different style pin that you use on it. So this here is another automotive style connector for holding panels together. It's just got little fins that kind of grip, and there's some bigger holes that these fit into. So you put two of them on the side of the panel, and then you slide this over. Well, that's pretty tight on the wall. Slide that over and lock them together, just like that. Now I just got to put the push pins in the top and the bottom. This is connected. We'll go ahead and work our way down the wall. All right, I got the OmniWall pegboard mounted to the wall now, so we're going to go ahead and start putting the tool brackets on there, start hanging some tools, get this all organized. All right, that's the 8-inch shelf, and then it gets some of these little push connectors too to hold it in place. I do think the hammer is the way to go when you're putting the pin in there. It's locked on there, ain't coming off. I like it. The paper towel holder is actually magnetic. So the simple hooks in this system, they actually slide through the horizontal slot and hang in there, and then you can put a pin in that hole to lock it in place. And then it works pretty much like the old pegboard system. You can use it to hold various tools. You can arrange them in such a way to be able to hold different things, like that nail puller, or you could even use it to hold like a hammer. So these simple hooks, I think they come in 3 different sizes. I've just got the medium and the small, but I think they're fairly versatile and they're probably a cheaper route to go if you're looking to save some money. So the question is, will the old pegboard hooks work? And the answer is, yes, they will work. I got a double one right here, and that fits. So the old pegs will fit in here. The only problem is you can knock them out. You know, they're not going to be secured to the system like the OmniWall hooks, but you can go this route as well. So I ended up buying this. This holds driver bits. It's magnetic. So I ended up buying the hex drill bits that you can fit in your impact driver. I'm just going to go ahead and put that set in here. We've got a regular driver bit, and I got some nut drivers as well. Well, I think that's all I'm going to put on here today. I've got plenty of space over here for something. I've got a little bit of space up there above the drills. And I've got like 11 hooks left. So I've got plenty of hooks to be able to fill in those spots. Now, I haven't locked any of this stuff in place except the shelves. I'm just going to wait and see whether I like it. But let me show you the way I ended up setting everything up. So I've got the paper towel holder and gloves on top. Just used simple hooks for the crescent wrenches. Same with the channel locks. At the very top, I got the wrench holder, which is easy for me just to grab the bottom of the wrench and pull it off. And they're long enough hooks, you can get at least 2 on there. So if you want to hang 2 sets of wrenches on there, you can. And that's like a 6mm wrench right there. And then this one is a 1/4 inch wrench. So it can fit some very small wrenches on there. Now for the screwdriver holder, you're not going to fit small screwdrivers in this. This is made for big handled screwdrivers, so you're not going to get the tiny ones in there. And then this is the pliers holder, and I ended up putting some wood chisels in here. It actually works fairly good for wood chisels. I'm missing this one, but I've got some pliers in here, my safety glasses, and then this is the large tool cradle that I've got holding the drill and the driver. And then we look down here on the shelf, I've got 2 chargers here, Bluetooth speaker. I've got the drivers and the drill bits for the drills. Putty knife wouldn't fit on the hooks, neither will these utility knives. So I've just set them here on the thin shelf. On this shelf I've got some, I've just got my tape measures just clipped here, and they'll clip to the front of this one as well if you wanted to clip them on there. Oh, let's look at this. So the hammers, this is the universal tool cradle holding these hammers. I've got end nippers right here. They would not fit in the plier holder. These are too big to fit in the plier holder. And then I've got a nail puller hanging over there off a couple hooks. Other than that, this shelf is pretty much empty. I think I'm going to put some glue, maybe some other things in there. But I just haven't filled it up all the way. Still got plenty of space. Definitely like the way that it's looking. So I've been looking at this OmniWall system for a while, and I knew as soon as I got some walls finished that I wanted to buy this and put some up and try it out. So this is the first time using it. So far it looks like it's going to be a good system. Now I bought this in October. They had a 15% off everything sale in October. And instead of buying like a kit that comes with all the different stuff, I actually bought everything individually. I bought a set of 5 panels, and then I bought the rest of this stuff individually, trying to only buy exactly what I wanted to be able to set this up. Try to get the cost down a little bit, make it a little bit cheaper. So combined with piecing it out and getting 15% off everything, in October I finally, I pulled the trigger. I ended up buying it. And I think I'm going to be happy with it. We'll just wait and see, you know, over time. But I really like the idea of these. I like having my tools out where I can see them. I can just grab them and lay them down. I don't have to go shuffling through drawers to find it. And it's just easy. You want to lay something down. Well, now I can just hang it up. I don't have to. I just think it's an easier system. I do like having my tools out where I can see them and just grab them and put them back. Now, the idea of this pegboard, this OmniWall pegboard, I really can see myself using it in other places. I can see it putting like just a single panel behind different tools. Like I could put one behind the drill press, and I could have, you know, a full set of drill bits, a set of Forstner bits, a set of brad point bits. I mean, you could just, you know, everything that you could use on the drill press, you could just have hanging there on the wall, right behind it, handy to grab and use. You can always see whether a drill bit's missing or something. So this here is my effort of trying to get organized. I am the most unorganized person there is. Everything is strung everywhere. I can never find my tools. I spend more time actually looking for things than I do working on things. And I feel that if I have everything out in the open, everything has its own little place, it'll be easy for me to just walk over here and just put it back. And I'm hoping if it's close to where I'm working, like if I'm working, my plan is to be working here, and this is the tools for this location, that they're only going to be a few steps away for me to put them back, and then hopefully I can stay organized. Hopefully I can start gaining some good habits and start getting rid of my bad habits. But I'm hoping that this system will help me be able to stay organized, because it'll make it easy for me to put it back. The trick is, you know, it helps to be close to it. So as long as I am working in this vicinity, I can put it back. And that's where I really think that I should have all the tools that I need for a project in that location. So like I said, at the drill press, if I put one of these panels there and I have all my different drill bits at the drill press, I won't walk all the way over here and steal this one, and then I can't find it later because it's over there at the drill press. So I guess my idea is I want to eventually have everything I need for each tool at each tool, and hopefully things won't float around and they'll stay in their place. And I think that this system here is going to help me do that. But we'll find out over time whether I like this. So far I do. We may play around with the arrangement, and then once I'm certain, I'll go ahead and lock it down. But like I said, you can pop those pins back out, and you can change it. They make like a little crowbar thing. I think like a little nail puller would probably pull them out just fine. And then you can rearrange it. But we'll just have to wait and see how it works out, and wait and see whether I ever get organized. So you pay attention in the videos and look at this. So if you look at this a month down the road and this is empty, I obviously did not stay organized. But hopefully I'll put everything back, and I'll start keeping stuff in the place that it belongs. So I think that's going to be it for today's video. This OmniWall system, I did grab it while it was on sale. I'm gonna guess around Christmas time, Black Friday, all that stuff. This is probably going to go on sale again, and you guys could probably find some kind of a sale on it. I don't know for sure. This is not a sponsored video. I paid for this out of my own pocket because this is the pegboard that I really wanted. And we'll wait and see whether I made the right decision. But I think so far it looks like it's going to work out pretty good. But that's it for today, guys. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.